What do you want to vlog about?
Today's Saturday, April 28th, I think.
27th.
April 27th.
You guys like my Casio watch? $16, Amazon. 80s cutting edge technology. So we're hanging out here talking about the...
Oh, did you see the bird?
Bird just flew right at us. The ability to dream, and how do you balance that out with not living your whole life wishing you were somewhere else? Because if you're a constant dreamer, you're always looking for what's over the horizon.
How to be present in the present, in his presence.
It's like Abraham, he was looking for a city that had foundations whose architect and builder is God. He was always looking for something out there that was built from heaven. He was looking for something in the earth that mirrored the heart of God. He was looking for a city that mirrored the heart of God. You know, what if he found his ancient city? What if that's where he met whoever in the world Melchizedek was?
Melchizedek.
Melchizedek. So I think it's tri-dimensional. He found it. He built it by looking for it. Yet he's always in search of more of God, more of that discovery, more of heaven on earth. I think that's why he's called the Father of Faith, because I think it looked on the natural like he was wandering around in the desert.
Feels like us.
Was it really a desert? Was it a desert back then? I don't know. We're looking for a city that has foundations, whose architect and builder is God. So we're hanging out here right now, dreaming at the lake. Go check it out. Riley's here too. Hey Riley, say hi to the vlog. Hey, hey. Say hi to the vlog. What else do you have to say about Abraham?
Well, Abraham and Sarah were known for waiting. They did that well. Really their entire life, I guess, was a journey, a process of wondering and waiting, and that's probably also why he's known for faith. To see the fullness of their promise, it was over 20 years. So yeah, they had a lot of wondering and a lot of waiting and a lot of putting their faith in what God had told them would be. Stewarding their prophetic words. I
heard Christine Kane say, or she posted it this week, that she says something like the things she longed for in her 20s and 30s began to materialize in her 40s and 50s. Things she dreamed for in her 30s and 40s began to happen in her 50s. Everyone's like, oh wow, you're the overnight success. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm an overnight success, 20 years in the making. So don't despise, you hear that a lot, don't despise small beginnings or where you're at. People around you could accelerate into their dreams, but it doesn't mean that you're missing it because they're accelerating.
And it doesn't mean that your dreams are less than theirs because it takes longer to get there.
For what you're called to do, your season of waiting could actually be adding tools to your tool belt. We've done a lot of different stuff in ministry over the years, in business, and jobs, and just living life. Our tool belt is getting really big. In some areas, in other areas, we're novices. But learn what can go in your tool belt along the way that you can bring with you into the next season. Don't miss what's happening in this season because you're so eager to get to the next, but don't get so content in this season that you actually begin to stop growing. Dream, go places like this, like we're hanging out at Lake Peachtree, dreaming, thinking, pondering, meditating, praying, leaning our hearts towards the Lord. One of the things I had to do this week is just make sure that some of my dreams that I'm personally just waiting on aren't getting in the way of His dreams. Now, it's not that He wants you to lay your dreams down because He's this sort of taskmaster that, oh, only do my will. Your will is irrelevant. When we really discover how He really made us, and down inside of here, what really burns there is actually going to synchronize with His will, because that's actually how He made us. We're made in His image. So tying all these things together will create the reality that He's designed for you to live in. And it's not like He's got this thing to where He's constantly saying, you can't do the things that you want, because the things that you're desiring and that you're naturally drawn to in reality are the way He created you. Now, if it's something that's pulling you outside of His image, if it's an unhealthy or impure draw or motivation, well, obviously that needs to die, and what Jesus' will is for your life needs to be inspired, and it needs to reign in your life.
I can't do that.
Riley's checking the water out.
She's always trying to figure out how to get there.
So it's this thing, you know, you hear all the time, not my will but the Lord's be done. But at the same time, I think that the secret to that is you discover what really makes you come alive is actually hidden right in His will. So it's a balance. You're not purposely trying to do things that bring you suffering and pain. What you're trying to do is allow the things that inside of you that aren't originating in Him to surface, so you can scrape those away. And then what remains is actually the DNA encoded into your very existence. And that is what you're created for, and you're going to see that that synchronizes with His will.
What you want? Hey, baby.
Hey, puppies. Any heavy revies? Any heavy revies? I just came here for to film you.